Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, is going to be my August TBR. But this is a little bit late because I spent the end of July moving and then working, so I had no time to film this. And so this is probably being uploaded on the 2nd, as I'm filming this on the 1st. But when in doubt, we're still here. I am participating in one readathon this month, and that is the Heartstopper Readathon, which is a readathon that is hosted by myself and Martine from Just Martine. I will leave her channel linked below, as well as our announcement videos, which it's basically a readathon where you read what you want, but you're split onto teams, Team Red or Team Blue. I'm the captain of Team Blue, and basically there are these different challenges that are based on sports day activities from Heartstopper season 1 episode 8, and yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. We kind of read what we want, and so yeah, that's the only readathon I'm participating in. I might take part in a little bit of the final book support group hosted by Steph Loves. I'll leave her announcement video down below, but I'm not 100% sure. It'll kind of be how I feel starting next week, because I think it's the 7th through the 14th, I think, or something like that. I know it starts on the 7th, I can tell you that much. But I haven't decided if I'm officially taking part in that, so I'm not really setting a TBR for it. But let's just go into the books that I plan on reading this month. There is equally a lot and equally not a lot. I'm just in a mood reading phase, so we'll see how many of these I get read. And I'm not really going to describe any of these because I'm kind of on a time crunch, because I'm on a sprint and there is 14 minutes left on it. And also, I don't really want to describe too much of these. The first one is The New Guy by Serena Bowen, which this is the first book in an MM hockey romance, where basically we are following a guy that is new to this hockey team, and somebody who's trying to be a athletic trainer on the team who's also a single dad. And this is the Book Addicts Anonymous book for July. I didn't read it in July. Book Addicts Anonymous, or BOT, is a book club that I started with Clint over at Reads Reader. I will link his channel and my announcement video down below. But this is July's book. The live show will be sometime in August here. So I kind of need to read this before we do the live show. The next book is A Soul of Ash and Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is the 5th book in the From Blood and Ash series, but it is almost a retelling of the first couple books from a different character's point of view, from the main male character's point of view, as he's kind of, what can I say without spoiling, where he's recollecting events. And yeah, that's all I know. I'm really excited to read this. It came out in July, and so fingers crossed I can read it here in August, because I have been excited for this since the moment it was announced. The next book is Solitaire by Alice Oseman, which is basically, we're following Tori Spring, and it's just basically a story about her. If you know Heartstopper, Tori is Charlie's older sister, and this is kind of where Alice Oseman's writing started. This is her first ever book, and so I haven't read it yet, and I really want to, and I know that it's kind of a little bit dark in terms of mental health and all of that, so yeah. And then I also want to read I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I know nothing about this, honestly. By the looks on the back, it's about a band, and I don't really know. It's Alice Oseman. I want to read everything they have written, and I think once I read Solitaire and I Was Born for This, I would have read everything. Next is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I just grabbed this cover because it was the one closest to me. But I'm not gonna describe this. It is being a movie, so I'm needing to reread it. I probably will read my original copy that is annotated and tabbed to the moon and back. Or I might read the newest copy, which is here, but MM romance that's being turned into a movie. And the final physical book I want to read is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which is Dragons, fantasy, that's pretty much all I know. Everybody seems to love it, so I want to read it, so we'll add it to this TBR. And then there are 5 ebooks that are kind of on my radar. The first one is Wicked Lies Boys Tell by Kay Webster, which is Book Addicts Anonymous book for August, which this all I know, it's a high school romance. That's literally all I know. So yeah. The next is Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas, which is the 3rd book in the Devil's Night series, which is kind of a series of books where each book follows a different guy in this friend group and his respective love interest, and it's told in 2 points of time, one being the present day and one being in the past when the characters were in high school and kind of when like characters first met type thing, and they're all second chance pretty much, and so I really enjoy it. This will be a reread for me. Originally I wanted to read it in July but just didn't get to it. Pucking Wild by Emily Rath is honestly, out of all of these books, I'm the most excited. This is the 2nd book in the Jacksonville Rays series. The 1st book is an MMFM hockey romance, and Pucking Wild is a MF hockey romance with a reverse age gap where the female is older. I believe she's early 30s and the guy is in his early 20s, and I've met these characters in Pucking Around and I loved them, and so I'm excited to have their own book because I love the characters so much. This comes out on the 21st of August, but I am a part of the ARC team, so I'll be getting it about a week before, which as soon as it arrives in my inbox, you best believe I'm dropping whatever I'm reading to start it. Radiant Sin by Katie Robert. This has been on so many goddamn TBRs. Fingers crossed August will be the month that I read this. This is the 4th book in the Dark Olympus series, which is basically almost like modern Greek retellings where like the Greek name is more of a title than just a name. So like Zeus is a title of a person, but not the name of the person, if that makes any sense. And this, I don't even know. I don't remember whose book this is, what it is. I honestly have no idea. I've totally forgotten. Is it Apollo and Cassandra? Or is that, I'm like mixing up things. I think it might be that if I'm thinking of it correctly, but I could be wrong. But I'm needing to read it because Cruel Seduction, which is book 5, comes out in August. And then the final book I'm putting on this TBR is Psycho by Only James, which is the 2nd book in the Necessary Evil series, which is a series that basically you are following these serial killers that were adopted at young ages by this scientist named Thomas, and like they are like deemed medical psychopaths, and so they've been trained to be these serial killers, and each book is about one of the brothers and their love interest, and it's all romance. And so yeah, I need to continue this series because I read the 1st book, Unhinged, in March. Loved it, but just never continued the series for some reason. So yeah, this is my TBR. Again, this is kind of more of a guide of like, oh, I'd like to read these ones, but honestly, I probably will only read like half of them if I'm lucky. But let me know what is one book that you want to read in August. Also, this is not the permanent setup for my new place. I just haven't figured out a permanent setup, and so you are literally sitting on 2 boxes and I'm leaning against the couch. But at least there's a hint of the bookshelf, right? But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps my channel grow, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!